Hugh Grant. Yes, Mr. Hugh Grant. I hope you're listening to this recording, as I am SV Dagan. This is a personal attack on your person. Why are you such a horny dog that bushes up and give a shit? All you want to do is shag bitches. And because I can say you don't give a crap about the offspring that you produce, because at the end of the day will you be at your child's every single birthday up to the age of 18? Very unlikely, because that entails a lot of visiting. But let's look at the worst scenario possible. This is in the future. As soon as the child starts going to school, as we all know, schools and education is full of bullies. These bullies are sad individuals that obviously lick anal passages because that's what they think their intelligence is. So at the end of the day Mr. Hugh Grant, eventually one day when your children go to school, they will be bullied. Why? Because at the end of the day their mother and father were not married. So they'll be classed as a bastard. Unfortunately for them, it's not their fault. It's your fault, Mr. Grant. And it's the bitch's fault you shagged. Yes, shagged, humped, climbed inside her knickers and planted your seed, so to speak. It has been rumoured you dated quite a few women. Where are these women now? What are their, or what is their reputation? Who have they been dating since? I'm not saying you have dated Jemima McCann, but who ended up shagging her? Russell Brand. Wow. Russell Brand. Can you imagine having sex with Russell Brand? It's degrading. He's probably been through more bitches than a local dog on a local council estate. I mean, to look at him, he looks insane. It's those eyes. It's as if he's looking at you to figure out if his brain or his intelligence has somehow slithered out of his nose and has exited his head, because there's a lot of thinking inside his head and it's deposited itself inside your brain because it feels at home, it feels used. And there's Liz Hurley. I don't know if you're sure if you shagged her a few times, or more than just a few times, or jumped her bones, or climbed inside her knickers. Then these other three bitches that's mentioned in the papers recently. What's it? I think some. Put it this way: are they the kind to introduce to mother and father? Have you introduced them to your mother and father? Do you actually have a mother and father? Because I don't know nothing about you. Only what the toilet rag London newspapers write about you. But we all know that you like it sometimes, let's just say, unclean. You understand what I'm saying? You like women who are not spotlessly clean. You like... What's it? You wanted arrested for a lewd contact once when you was in America? Wasn't it a prostitute giving you a blowjob? Can you imagine it? Doing it with a prostitute in a car. Oh, come on, Mr. Grant. Shit. No, that's right. I thought I was mistaken here. I thought your name Grant was another name. And another name just popped into my head, who's also called Hugh. So, I wonder how many blowjobs this prostitute had given before she came to you, Mr. Grant. If it was a busy night, she could have given 14 heads and had it with you. Did you wash her mouth out first of all? Wow. Can you imagine it? Giving a sexually transmitted disease from a blowjob from a prostitute. How much did you pay? Were you satisfied? Did you come with elation and ejaculation and ecstasy and euphoria. So, yes, unfortunately for you, Mr. Grant, the newspaper sends you pick up all the things you do. So, yeah, why, Mr. Hugh Grant, are you such a horny, uncaring son of a bitch dog who obviously is patrolling the circuit for anything worth whatever door you could open, so to speak, and put your key in? What a bloody metaphor. I'm glad I'm intelligent. So, I haven't seen any of your films because I'll consider you to be a boring bastard who is as caring as a piranha in an overly packed fish pond, so to speak. And I think I will watch one of your films because, in my opinion, Mr. Grant, not only are you a bastard, but you're also a turd. A turd? Yeah. What is a turd? A turd is a moulded piece of human feces. You know, the sort of thing that's normally slimy, but solid, you know? But that's it. Splurts out your bottom. So not are you a bastard, you're also a turd. I don't mean bastard as in, I'm not referring to you that maybe your parents were not married at the time, but a bastard because you don't give a shit. And a horny dog because all you're doing is going around planting your seed. And you're a turd because you don't care of the consequences for your offspring. So if no one's ever heard of you, listen to this recording. People will get an idea of unsavoury, not only myself view you, but other people. Unsavoury, unpleasant. I was going to use the letter U. Unclean. Would you be classed as unclean? I mean, each time you shag some bitch, do you get tested for any sexually transmitted disease? I mean, when you got a blowjob on that prostitute in that car that time, and you were caught, yeah, you were caught, Mr. Hugh Grant, caught getting it from a prostitute. Were you dating Liz Hurley at the time? Was she at home looking after kids, watching EastEnders or Carnage, thinking, oh, I miss Hugh. Oh, I hope he take care of himself. Then he hears on the news, oh my God, my boyfriend, my lover, my Hughie has been caught and arrested for lewd conduct, getting a blowjob from a prostitute. Oh, can you imagine how embarrassing it is? Can you imagine you are Liz Hurley and you go down the local store for a pint of milk? Because she's human like the rest of us. She obviously drinks milk. Probably red though, keep her figure so slim. Walks in there, you know the guy who owns the store, probably an Asian guy. And you buy the milk and you say, good evening. Good evening, Miss Hurley. How are you? I'm fine, thank you. Yourself? Oh, thank you very much. When I buy a newspaper, and as he points with the left hand over the newspaper, splat on the front page, Hugh Grant arrested after a prostitute gives him a blowjob. You can imagine what the shop owner's thinking. He probably thinks to himself, oh, I'm not wealthy. I'm not important, but maybe I can get a blowjob with you, Miss Hurley. Who knows? I mean, obviously, if you are dating Hugh Grant at the time, Miss Hurley, obviously he finds you boring in bed. But he must do. To get a blowjob from a prostitute. But you can imagine all the other women he's been with as well, where he wasn't caught. I don't know, maybe he likes three in a canoe. Who knows? Maybe he's into orgies. Certain billionaire racing guys are as well, aren't they? Was he arrested? I don't know. I think it was kept at the newspapers. But that's neither here or there. And what someone gets up to in private, to a certain degree, is purely up to them, as long as it's not illegal. Is that, am I referring to illegal in the government's eyes or illegal in God's eyes? We won't go down that road. Not yet, anyway. So back to you, Mr. Grant. So have you got a list, like a shopping list of bitches you want to shag? I mean, what's it? You've had three in the last couple of years, isn't it? You had that Chinese chick, who I don't think is of any importance. So the old saying applies you then, Mr. Grant. Bang 'em and leave 'em, or bang 'em and dump 'em, and move on. There's not much difference, is there, really, between you and Russell Brand? That's what he tends to do. He looks insane, he probably thinks illogical, and he's a horny dog. He's the kind of person who probably doesn't inspect his genitalia for any warts or sores. He may not have warts or sores. He may be so clean you could eat your turds off it. That's if you want to eat turds. So yeah, Mr. Grant, you're a bastard. You're an anal mouth. You're a turd. I don't like you. I don't want to meet you. And if you want to meet me, because this is recording, it costs you £25,000 for us to meet, which you will never pay. And I'm not hoping you will. But that's the disappointment I have meeting you.